caller on the other end seemed like he knew Heegahn very well because he told him a ninja code that only Heegahn and his fellow ninjas knew about. Meanwhile, Mike was in the hospital, reminiscing about his past. While investigating some bad guys, he received bad news about his daughter, and later saw her lifeless body in the morgue beside his weeping wife. As his past emotions flood his mind, Heegahn suddenly appears and scares the crap out of him. Emma also came to visit him and continue the investigation. Soon enough, Heegahn told them of the mystery ninja and why they should trust him. Mike was skeptical as usual, but Emma had a few plans in her pocket.
Don't worry, we'll be fine. I found another good lead.
She then penetrated the tight security system of the dark web and found the location of one of Auza's fired researchers. Heegahn, on the other hand, bid them goodbye and went on to meet the mysterious ninja who called her on the phone. Moments later, Joseph Evans, the CEO of Auza, attended the secret ninja meeting and tried to boss them around with his data-craving facade.
Nor do I want any victories. I need data.
He is accompanied by Dilly, his assistant/ninja bodyguard. Joseph brings up the topic of Heegahn and what needs to be done about him, but Lil tries to steal the screen time with his attention-seeking attitude. Master Yamaji then shut his mouth by flexing his powers against Lil and asserting dominance after giving everyone strict orders. Afterward, Joseph and Dilly went back while Master Yamaji put out an official order to eliminate Heegahn. Sometime in the past, Heegahn, Mari and Zai were selected to inherit the ancient techniques of the ninja secret arts. They are the cream of the crop and they are set to lead the ninjas of their generation. They were nurtured as emotionless killers who had their minds set only on their missions. The trio shared a cup of sake to commemorate their pact as ninjas and comrades. Soon after, they infiltrated a palace to get rid of some corrupt officials. They become the assassins who work in the shadows. However, things didn't go as planned, and Mari ended up getting hurt. Heegahn took the time to help her, despite being told to leave since the ninja code dictates the detachment of any emotions. Nevertheless, Heegahn, being the greatest simp he was, went on to cultivate Mari's natural resources. Officially and quickly, the two transitioned from being emotionless ninjas to genuine lovers. Back in the present, Mike was trying to get in touch with Emma when his annoying boss called him. Soon enough, he met up with Emma, who kept apologizing for failing him. Later that night, Heegahn received another call from the mysterious caller, who explained the defense parameters of Auza headquarters. It wouldn't be possible for any average human to infiltrate it, but since this is anime, everything is possible with the MC. Elsewhere, Mike and Emma had a wholesome meal, and they started talking about the informant Emma found. Mike insists on going alone to the informant's location, but Emma tells him that they should eat first. Meanwhile, Heegahn is informed by the mysterious caller on how he can infiltrate the security of Auza without being noticed. He took the underground route and utilized his impressive parkour skills and stealth abilities at the same time. The laser barrier was extremely hard to pass through, because it only took a single drop of Heegahn's sweat to destroy all of his efforts. Despite the error, he continued with his mission until he reached a hallway and met Zai. This was quite the dilemma for Heegahn, since Zai was his longtime friend, along with Mari. But surprisingly, they did not fight each other in the process. Elsewhere, Mike was at the place where the fired Auza researcher stays. Emma wished him luck over the phone as he went in. Mike found an arcade shop and its gloomy manager, Jason Cardenas, who lost all of his remaining money on the crypto get-rich-quick scheme. Meanwhile, the ninja leaders were discussing about the glitch in the system that allowed Heegahn to infiltrate their compound. After that, they decided to let him in further, so that they could gang up on him in the process. Soon enough, the anonymous ninja warned Heegahn not to go any further since it was an obvious trap. However, Heegahn, being Heegahn, fears nothing including his own death, so he still decides to fall into the enemy's trap. In the meantime, Mike was trying to interrogate Jason to spill the beans when he opened a secret compartment. The scene then shifts to a fireworks display, and Heegahn continues infiltrating the security system. He used an underground sewer to head closer, while Mike was caught red-handed by Joseph's trap. Heegahn was going straight to work, blowing up the place and making a name for himself. The foot soldiers were no match for him, since his technique was flawless. Jason, on the other hand, was trying to hack into their main system with his hacking skills. Mike is also motivating him to find any valuable info that they can use against Auza. After a few failures here and there, they accessed a list of employees who working for Auza. At that moment, Mike is dumbfounded to see Emma's name on Auza's list of employees and starts thinking of Emma's dirty little secrets. However, Auza located them and they had to go into hiding, or they would lose their screen time permanently. Mike uses the arcade as a distraction to get away and leave them behind, while Heegahn goes into the main building of Auza and keeps on doing what he does best. Meanwhile, Mike and Jason were being trailed by Auza mercenaries, who were dealt with easily by Mike and his sharpshooting skills. Back to Heegahn. He simply kept on breezing past everyone like it was an RPG game set on easy mode or something like that. Heegahn headed to the top floor and finally met worthy opponents. He tries going after Master Yamaji, but the 4 strong enemies in mecha suits stop him from doing so. Even so, Heegahn didn't fall into despair, and he tapped into his demonic state. While they beat him around, he activates his forbidden ninja art and manages to turn the tables using his secret arts, which elevates his speed and power. Despite all of his efforts, he was still outmatched. When Heegahn is finally taken down, Zai arrives ready to finish the job. Just as Zai is about to deliver the finishing blow, one of the enemies in the mecha suit saves him in the nick of time, and she blows up the place before jumping into oblivion. Elsewhere, it is revealed that Mike is not in good condition. Zai was confused at what had just happened, and the rest of the enemies were also left dumbfounded. The next day, all ninja citizens posing as normal humans received a message from Master Yamaji about Heegahn and Emma being the rats in the organization. Meanwhile, Heegahn was in a state of hibernation, and just as we all expected, Emma was the one who saved him. It turns out that she was a secret agent who was tasked with infiltrating the FBI. She was stalking Heegahn all along and approached him to uncover more of his secrets. However, Heegahn was taken aback when he realized that she was the anonymous ninja who called him earlier. She explained to him how he needed more time to defeat the organization, and revealed a unique ninja suit she stole from the organization. Elsewhere, Master Yamaji was informed about a suit that was stolen from their laboratory, but he wasn't bothered about it at all. Emma, on the other hand, went to work and started configuring the suit based on Heegahn's specifications. She let him know what she stole was the most advanced suit in the organization. For the moment, Auza team was trying their best to locate the two, and they even sent all their spies to hunt them down. While Mike was trying to recover from his injuries, Jason kept scolding him about being a weak, useless, ugly loser. Mike failed to live up to his promise, so Jason gave him an update on the situation. Emma, however, was making great progress with the suit. However, she needed a large power output to jumpstart the infamous suit. Heegahn started seeing flashbacks and remembered a hidden memory of a time when Mari was still alive. She informed him of her personal ninja philosophy about being cold as fire and hot as ice. Meanwhile, Master Yamaji and the spies were making progress in tracking down the 2 exiled ninjas. On the other hand, Emma was close to getting the suit done. She told Heegahn that the suit needs to connect with his brain, since his visualization ability will play a huge factor in how the suit operates. It is basically a suit that functions based on the strong will and thoughts of its user. She then further reveals that she was the one who revived him last time using her secret arts. This caused Heegahn to choke her out in anger, but she knocked him unconscious before he could kill her. Emma saw the ninjas getting closer to her previous hideout, where she had successfully set a trap. However, Lil manages to trace their location and hijack their truck. Lil completely violated recap-kun just to catch the exiled ninjas. Emma quickly gears up for combat, not willing to die without a fight. Mike tried contacting her, but she left him on red because she was knee-deep in battle and was facing a worthy enemy. She tried using her tech expertise to gain an upper hand in the fight, and for a second there, she was completely in her offensive state. However, the two were evenly matched, and none of them were willing to back off. That said, she seeks help from recap-kun and its friends to gang up on Lily, but it's still not enough to defeat him. Emma even performs her shadow clone jutsu, but Lil counters it with his fire jutsu. The battle continues to intensify, but their suits start getting low on power, so they quickly go to their charging port. Unfortunately, Lil manages to outsmart Emma, successfully preventing her from getting recharged. Soon enough, Emma gets toyed with by her weirdo lunatic enemy. During this time, Heegahn was still unconscious and started hearing voices from Emma. It is then revealed that Mari and Emma were longtime friends. She also told him that he was the only one alive when she came the night they were assaulted. Soon after her message ended, a burning passion blazed within Heegahn, and his suit was activated. Heegahn bursts out of recap-kun, and the higher-ups are watching how things will turn out, because 2 S-rank ninjas are after one another. Heegahn seemed to be in control at first, until Lil started retaliating with his aggressive tricks, making them evenly matched. Heegahn mostly avoided all of his enemies' attacks, and with the speed he developed from watching the Flash movie, he managed to land a critical strike, and the fight was officially over. Right after the impeccable battle, Lil tried blowing himself up, but Heegahn was not letting it happen. Afterward, he sent Lil's head back to the higher-ups as a form of warning not to mess with him. Joseph wants to buy Heegahn with his hefty amount of money, but Master Yamaji has no energy to deal with his antics. Meanwhile, Emma admired Heeghan's brilliance and encouraged his bravery. Master Yamaji, on the other hand, was giving Zai a sad story from his perspective and gave him the go signal to eliminate Heegahn. Emma talks about her past, going back to the time when she was on a job to assassinate someone. Mari figures out her weak spots and decides to become her mentor. She brought her along during her missions and showed her the path of a true ninja. When Mari was chosen among the 3 elite ninjas, Mari didn't have much time to help Emma grow, since her duty was to dedicate her time to the organization. One day, Mari asked Emma why she always wore a mask, and Emma told her she got into an accident as a child, leaving her with an ugly face. She was abandoned by her parents, and the organization decided to save her life and train her to become a ninja. After that, she decided to devote herself to being a ninja. Emma always wears a mask to hide her true appearance, but Mari took off her mask and told her she was beautiful. Back in the present, Heegahn was contemplating her story. Then, another past is shown when Mari confessed her feelings for Heegahn. Soon after, on another mission, Mari revealed her secret arts to Emma and decided to teach her how to use it to revive others. Afterwards, the organization did full battle preparations for what seemed to be a war. Master Yamaji gave Emma stern warnings before she went to Mari to seek guidance. Just then, Mari broke the news of her pregnancy and her love for Heegahn, and that's how Heegahn and Mari tied the knot. Not long after, Master Yamaji declared a new amendment and wanted to change the ninja code. A couple of OG ninjas tried to go against him, but his telekinesis ability has proven to be OP. He turned the organization into a dictatorship, and some ninjas decided to escape and spread the ninja word elsewhere. Mari gave them the face-changing device to help them hide their identity. When she was leaving, Emma came to stop her. She revealed that she had been a spy all along, and begged Mari to give the baby up and go back to their normal lives. However, Mari had her mind set up with another plan. The two ended up clashing with each other, and Emma was so close to slitting Mari's throat, but she did not do it because she had deeper feelings for Mari as well. Emma then decided to commit seppuku, but Mari stopped her and told her to live on no matter what. It was then that Emma decided to stay within the organization and spy on them. Upon knowing everything, Heegahn was left dumbfounded, thinking that he had been played. Aosei was running an advertisement trying to convince everyone about the global improvement that they can provide. Joseph showed the advertisement to the Secretary of Defense in hopes of getting their approval. He showed him a list of all the secretaries who signed up, and it was obvious that bribery was included. Emma was trying to explain their plan to Heegahn, and how Euzar and the ninja code have gone off the tracks. Mike told Jason about the ninjas and he was losing it, because it's just a matter of time before they figured out that he was on their trail. The city was buzzing with life, while Emma was hatching a plan to release an EMP shockwave that will disrupt the city's defensive perimeter. They were heading to a concealed power plant to charge their suits and prepare for an upcoming battle. Emma was telling him to control his strong emotion to power up the suit in a better way. However, Heegahn kept on seeing flashbacks and couldn't let go of his past. Emma knew this, but she was confident that Heegahn will find a way to break from the chains of his past. Elsewhere, some soldiers came to test Auza's mecha suits, but they were met with a slaughter festival. This was a show of power for the billionaire to prove his suits weren't just toys. Then we see Emma was caught by Big D, and he almost killed her. Thanks to Heeghan's intervention, she gets to live another day. After a heartfelt speech from Big D, he promised to tell Heegahn everything he knew if he won. Left with no option, the two faced Big D head-on in an epic showdown. Big D seemed to have the upper hand, but Emma plans to disrupt the power system. Nonetheless, Big D is even more ferocious than the previous weirdo, and his speed was on par with Heegahn. Things seemed evenly matched, so Emma tried causing a ruckus inside the power plant in hopes of ruining Auza's plan. She almost fell to her death, but Heegahn manages to save him in the nick of time. Emma then tells Heegahn that the only reason she's helping him is because of Mari and nothing else. Elsewhere, Mike and Jason were on the road while Joe was trying to hack into Emma's computer. The car's radio suddenly turned on, and Mike walked down a memory lane of the time when he took Emma to the bar and started advising her to trust those people around her. After arguing, Mike wants Emma to calm down and heads over to the karaoke stage to release his stress. Moments later, Heegahn caught Mike by surprise, and they went in to talk with them. After hearing Emma was a ninja and a spy, Mike was pissed off. He was furious, and he stormed out of the room, injuring himself in the process. Later on, she was patching him up when he showed her a letter from his daughter. He used this sob story to try to get to her, and told her to trust in someone. Soon after, Emma spilled the beans about Aoza's plan to Mike and Jason. They then made a plan to join hands and bring them down. Mike kept on complaining about Emma's secrets, and couldn't fathom how far Aoza's technology had advanced. Emma told Mike that Heegahn was ready to infiltrate Aoza's hideout, but Mike insisted on staying back and continuing the investigation first. As a result, Emma decided to give them full access to her advanced supercomputer. Not long after, Mike starts teasing Emma and Heegahn doing some plot development behind the scenes. Emma did not like his remarks, so she kicked him, leaving Jason chuckled like a child. Elsewhere, Joseph was confronting Master Yamaji about Big D's failure to protect the power plant. However, Yamaji was highly defensive about his ninjas. The spoiled brat tried bossing him around, threatening a world-class assassin who can eliminate him any moment. It turns out that it was just Joseph's hologram, which explains why he was acting all tough. Meanwhile, Emma was explaining the details of the suit to Heegahn, and how he should be careful with it. Heegahn tries warning her about the risks of going to a deadly battle, but Emma has decided to accompany him even to the gates of hell. Mike woke up from his nap and tried saying something, but he was abruptly interrupted by Jason, the acting chef of the group. Elsewhere, the Secretary of Defense was asking Joseph about the power plant and what happened there. Despite trying to brush the whole thing under the rug, Joseph still failed to make a good impression. This made him lose his temper, so his assistant tried calming him down. They tried calling Big D, but he was too busy getting his fresh bucket haircut, so he did not even bother answering the phone. Joseph tried simping on Dilly before he went to provoke Zai into taking action. Afterwards, Mike approached Heegahn to talk about Emma, and he asked him to keep her safe on his behalf. Meanwhile, Emma and Jason were trying to hack into Uza to uncover further secrets. Two nerdy hackers are trying to break through Aoza's firewall. On the other hand, Big D was ready to jump into action, and things were getting heated up with Emma and Jason. Out of nowhere, Big D came floating down and asked Heegahn to gear up, since he was a warrior of honor and wanted to fight fairly. Heegahn came along, and the battle was underway. The two beasts were then surrounded by soldiers sent by Joseph. Even so, Mike was ready for the smoke. Big D and Heegahn were going at it once again, and round 2 was much more impressive than round 1. Emma, on the other hand, eliminated some soldiers and saved Mike once again. Jason successfully hacked into the main servers, but Mike got shot from a sniper. Luckily, he was still kicking, and the two prove that they are truly an impressive duo. Big D and Heegahn's fight ended abruptly when Heegahn landed a critical strike. While Heegahn was undressing, Emma came along to explain her reason to her former comrade. However, his suit started glowing up, and everyone realized that it would explode. Emma, realizing the great danger, took the opportunity to save everyone and sacrificed herself in the process. It turns out that Joseph rigged Big D's suit to explode when he lost the fight. Mike broke down in tears upon watching his longtime partner pass away. Meanwhile, Zai was remembering his past and how he was kidnapped as a child. The children are saved when the ninjas deal with the goons. That's when Master Yamaji met a furious Zai. Master Yamaji liked Zai's attitude, and he enlisted him in his ninja army. He took him back to their hidden village, where he introduced him to the ninja way of life. Elsewhere, Heegahn and Mike were sulking about Emma's death and tried to drink themselves to death. Nonetheless, they tried cheering each other up, and Mike asked Heegahn to give Emma a proper burial once everything was settled. They then both vowed to bring down the organization no matter what happened in honor of Emma's work. Just then, Jason summoned them both to show them the encryption Emma placed and how it was impossible to get through it. Mike had faith in Jason's ability and saw a news broadcast deeming them a terrorist group responsible for blowing up the power plant. Joseph twisted the media to gain the trust of the Secretary of Defense and the government. All of this in hopes of building more power plants. His assistant came by to inform him that their servers were hacked, and this ticked him off. On the other hand, Mike and Jason were angry that Aoza beat them to the punch, because there would be no benefit in leaking the information now, since the press was being manipulated. Just then, a crow came flying in to give Heegahn a message from Zai. He was being summoned to a ninja duel. In a flashback, Master Yamaji is teaching Zay the power of ninjas and how this turned him into a cruel monster. Heegahn tried stopping him before he lost himself, and amidst their duel, Mari then insisted they fight it out to prove who was right. After several rounds, the fight ended in a draw. Zay continued practicing to grow even stronger, and he met up with Mari to discuss about Heegahn. As the days went by, the three were chosen to represent the ninja organization as the Elite Three. One day, while they were out on a mission, they were ambushed by an entire cavalry, and Zai decided to face them head-on. He almost succeeded until he was cornered, and he had no other option but to give up. Heegahn and Mari, on the other hand, saved him and taught him what it meant to be a true ninja. Together, they used their teamwork to get out alive from that hopeless situation. Moments later, Mari and Heegahn gave him some words of advice, and this caused him to open up about his past. He then gave in to his emotions, and they all vowed to serve the organization together. All of their missions went well until one day, Mari and Heegahn confessed their love and their baby. Zai did not take this news well and crumbled in utter defeat. In the present, Heegahn went to deal with matters once and for all. The two started their battle in an epic mecha ninja showdown. Zai and Heegahn continued fighting until they broke each other's suits. That said, they continue fighting with their bare knuckles. Zai then used his secret art, Thunderclap, to increase his speed and bombard Heegahn with his attacks. However, Heegahn turned the tables with his secret art, Serenity, to boost all of his senses. Using it, he was able to detect Zai's presence and keep up with his lightning-fast attacks. Then, he saw Zai's burnt face and let down his guard. It turns out that back then, when Zai let them escape, the ninja leaders punished him severely. That explains why he bears so much hate against Mari and Heegahn. Heegahn tried explaining the situation to him, and it was obvious that the match was coming to an end. They kept on walking down memory lane, and Zai insisted that they both betrayed him and his trust. Apparently, these three ninjas shared cups of sake, which is considered a sacred ritual, signifying their dedication to staying true to one another no matter what. Just then, Heegahn refused to fight back and gave a life-changing speech to convince Zai to change his perspective. However, as things went unexpectedly, Heegahn ended up delivering a finishing blow that made Zai hug the ground. Heegahn then told him about Mari and how she accepted Zai's decision. Despite his warm words, Zai fell asleep while Jason was still trying to hack into the computer. Mike came along and asked where the ninja was, but Jason was too busy focusing on the computer. Elsewhere, Joseph called Master Yamaji and tried to threaten him, while the ninja boss was getting ready to head to war. It seems that Joseph was spying on their office and found out he was planning to stab him in the back. As such, he sent armed soldiers to infiltrate Master Yamaji's hideout. Regardless of the looming threat of these expert soldiers, Master Yamaji wasn't bothered at all. Master Yamaji easily eliminated them all with the explosives he had set up way ahead. Realizing what just happened, Joseph was left whining like a little baby. On the other hand, Master Yamaji and his crew showed up at Joseph's headquarters. They walked into the building like they owned it and started making a ruckus. Auza was surely done for, and Joseph knew he messed up. Luckily for him, Dilly came to the rescue and carried him out of danger. Elsewhere, Mike was caught by the police for some reason, while Jason successfully gained access to Auza's hidden files. Back at the Auza headquarters, Master Yamaji caught up to Dilly and Joseph. Joseph ran away like a coward, and Dilly faces Master Yamaji in a death battle. Elsewhere, the old doctor tries talking to Heegahn, but he is too stubborn to listen. The old geezer knew about their secret arts, and he finally revealed himself as the old chieftain of the ninjas. Meanwhile, Dilly was doing an impeccable job defending the fort on her own. She kept on seeing flashbacks about Joseph, but Master Yamaji interrupted her daydreaming and asked her to back down. However, she wasn't listening and decided to defy her previous leader. Just then, Master Yamaji transforms into his own gear and puts the whole city into chaos. Soon enough, he laid his old subordinate to rest. Heegahn, on the other hand, was trying to understand the chieftain's ideology. He started explaining the ninjas' history to him and how they became corrupt after joining the government. The chief tried to stay away from the old code, but things didn't go as planned. That's when he talked to Mari and understood that the future was coming. After Master Yamaji rejected his new ideology, the chieftain had no option but to back away and retreat. Master Yamaji then killed him, and he lost all of his ninja abilities upon reviving himself to live again. This explains why he remained as an ugly, disgusting, lonely old loser. Meanwhile, Mike was in the interrogation room talking to his old partner. He pleaded innocence and tried convincing his old partner to arrest Joseph. Elsewhere, Jason is uploading everything on the web, making all the hidden information available to the public. This includes the secretary's bribery and all of Auza's illegal activities. Seeing that Mike has a point, his old partner offered him a fair duel, and these two went for it like wild chimpanzees. Elsewhere, Joseph saw the news and started acting crazy. Out of despair, Joseph went to the web and threatened everyone about blowing up the entire country. Mike and his partner were all beat up, and the government was in a state of shambles. Ninjas invaded the city and took over everything. This appears to be the start of a new era that Master Yamaji has planned. Starting off, it looks like Mike was tailing Joseph to capture him. Jason called in with a possible location, and the ninjas had the government by the balls. It turns out that Master Yamaji is trying to overthrow the entire country. Elsewhere, Heegahn was attacked and Mike received Joseph's location from the FBI. Things got pretty messed up, and Joseph was trying to smuggle illegal substances on a plane, not letting him get away from his crimes. Mike crashed his car onto the plane. Mike and Joseph wrestled a bit until the spoiled brat threatened to blow up the whole place. Unfortunately for him, the trigger wasn't working since Jason had already jammed his device. Now that he was left defenseless, Mike pinned her to the ground. Joseph then revealed that he was the one responsible for Emma's death, which triggered emotional trauma for Mike. Heegahn finally meets up with Master Yamaji, his arch-enemy. As expected, it was an epic mecha ninja battle in anime history. In an unexpected turn of events, Zai joined in the fight, making it harder for Heegahn to secure his victory. That said, Heegahn used his secret arts to gain an upper hand, but he forgot that Master Yamaji owns a secret art called God's Will, which can make Heegahn see manipulated illusions based on his memory. Master Yamaji is ready to end Heeghan's life, but, surprisingly, Zai intervenes to save him. After a quick talk with Mari from the afterlife, Heegahn rose up again and evolved into a whole new monster. He shocks everyone upon using Zai's secret art, Thunderclap, to match Master Yamaji's speed. After all was said and done, Master Yamaji fell to the ground and admitted defeat. Heeghan's revenge is successfully completed, and he is ready to live on to carry on the wish of his wife. So, I have to say this was a pretty thrilling anime to watch. I do want to see more though, as I believe there are probably many other ninja clans that were probably outside of the ones mentioned here. All in all, it was great. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video with more anime.